Good morning, witchy babes. Alrighty, so as I kind of missed my new moon ritual, I keep seeing these memes about everything you plan to do for your new moon ritual, and then you just end up lighting a candle and going to bed. So that's kind of what happened. So new moon is traditionally about letting go and kind of planning new things to start. And so this month, since the new moon was like right on the beginning of the month, I decided that I would really start trying to invest more with the elements. So I'm not really good at doing elemental stuff, right? I am a Virgo and therefore an earth element, born on the element of earth anyhow, and I really don't feel very much connected to it. Like, yes, I love the forest and I love planting things, but I don't feel like the kind of supreme connection that I think everybody who is an earth sign should feel about their element. And honestly, I feel much more connected with water. And I don't really know why, but I've kind of set out this month to explore that. And I have a page that's not quite finished in my Book of Shadows. For Earth, that is a ferret, because I love ferrets. This is just crayons and stuff. My Book of Shadows is primarily consisted of writing and not too much art. I have other art journals for that, so, which is kind of sad. And quite honestly, this Book of Shadows is actually almost filled up. So I needed to get another one. I went to Walmart and they didn't have any. Anyhow, I'm working on all of these points that I wrote down on my Earth page. A lot of just grounding, trying to get connected to more Earth spirits, trying to be, more earthy in nature. And also, what I decided to do, the other thing that is kind of missing from my practice is my ancestry work. And I drew this nice, like tree of life type thing the other day, trying to get into ancestry work, and with that, it's probably going to be a lot more complicated than I hope. That was dust. That's disgusting. That's because both of my grandfathers were adopted. And this was during, the 50s and 60s, and I'm not exactly sure how perfect their records are to begin with. And I do want to do the DNA test that's even going to show you what group of ancients that you were derived from 20,000 years ago. But it's $100, and if I want both the maternal line and the paternal line, I'll have to go get my brother's DNA as well because of the Y chromosome that I don't have. So I'm not doing that right now. Mostly I'm just focused on the spiritual part of the ancestor worship, or working, I guess, trying to get in touch with them. And I'm not talking ancestors like, 3 generations, like you could have met them. Because, honestly, my extended family and I don't really have the greatest of relationships. And there's a lot of people, especially now, that are deceased that I don't really want to get into contact with, which is unfortunate because you're just opening yourself up to any type of your bloodline. Basically, I feel like it's going to be really hard to keep out the stuff you don't want and kind of try and get the positive things coming in. So I did do a little bit of work, and this was the other day when I was trying to do a meditation type thing about it. And, it's not very forthcoming, but I don't really have a whole lot of ideas as to how to get into it. And it's nowhere near Samhain, and it's nowhere near Day of the Dead. So, by the way, I got this really cool cup. That just reminded me. So, that's helping too. I'm getting sick again. So I don't really know the best way to go about making an altar for them because I don't know any of them personally, or the ones that I do know personally, I don't really want to contact or summon, I guess, invite into my space. And I kind of want to get more into a vague contact or actually meet some of them from, like I say, more than 3 generations ago. More like, because I don't believe, even though relatives who you've had relationships with, like your great-grandparents, you might have known your great-grandparents, technically they're your ancestors, yes, but I don't really qualify them especially if you met them in real life. I think ancestry should be more like 10 generations or whatever. People you never would have had the chance to meet, people you probably wouldn't want to meet in person because it's like meeting your heroes type thing and you don't necessarily want to do. And you're more embodying the vagueness of my ancestry comes from X country and they did a lot of this, and so I feel really connected to these traditions and these ways of life because of my ancestry. So for me, I am kind of a mixed breed coming from Europe, and then also a lot of Native American blood in there too, and I'm only like 1/64th of a tribe in California and that's only been handed down orally to me, so, nothing necessarily actually supporting that. It's not like I have the address of someone that lives down there that I'm like, hey, just wander into the tribe, and that would be great, actually. So it's kind of drawing from a lot of different cultures and a lot of different traditions. And then I'm also German, but also Jewish on 2 of my, anyhow, it's a giant mess. And then a lot of Scottish, I believe. Scottish, Irish, who knows, Celtic in some way. So a lot of German, a lot of Celtic, and then the native blood as well. So I've got a lot to work on. And it's a lot of work. I've done a lot of research, and everything is like, yeah, we'll give you your entire family tree. It's just $150. Not at the moment. So, working on that as part of my Earth month. And I expect to, after this month, go on to the other elements because I've had a really hard time connecting to elements, period. Probably gonna do water next, but who knows. So right now we're burning I had the patchouli incense up here. The brand I got wasn't very good, so I didn't really like it. And then just earth spirits. I was going to build a Genusloci altar if I can get outside again. It's really cold today. Ancestry work, a lot of grounding, a lot of meditation, kind of feeling the earth vibe. So that is my little update on this new moon coming month work. So if anybody's working on a similar project, I'd love to hear it. Also, yes, April is not necessarily a month to work on earth stuff. I don't know. I just decided to do it. So, just because it's not technically earth is associated with winter, I guess. The fire would be summer, etc. I might work it that way, I might not. I don't know. Let's see. Have a good day, everybody. Mwah. Earth babes. That's what we are this month.